Yes.
So today I've tasked you with a little job, haven't I?
Yes.
And
it's like an operation.
You're not going to do it wrong, are you? No. So, as we mentioned before, I've just shown Mandy how to do the first one.
So we've got some new washers.
New washers, Mandy.
There, see?
In amongst the tea.
So my job today is to take off the screws one at a time.
Yes,
doing it one at a time.
One at a time.
Take the old washer off, copper washer off, and put a new copper
replace
washer
it with a new one. Yes.
So it looks nice and shiny.
Yes. And we can trust you with that, can't we, Mandy? Because you're going to have the hands of a surgeon, aren't you, Mandy?
I am, yes.
And you're not going to scratch those brand new bolts, are you, Mandy?
No.
Oh my goodness, I can't look. I'm going away. I'm going to leave you to it. So I feel it very carefully. That's it, very carefully, Mandy. In the centre of the screw.
Yes. So just.
If you don't go in the centre of the screw, you're likely to scratch the panel.
That's loose anyway.
Yes, so do it with your finger, for God's sake.
I'm gonna.
So I don't know. I'm having palpitations now.
It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't help when somebody's filming.
Well, I'm going to go away now because. All right, I'll leave you to it. I'll come back in a bit when you've done them all and you've not caused any damage. No. In the meantime, I'll show you what I've been doing in the shed. I've set up this little setup here that I made this base plate all years ago now, and I bought one of these from Kronos, I think it was, and it goes up and down. It goes up and down, you see, on the lathe. Now it's a 25mm piece of brass, and we need some flats on it, obviously, so that where it goes into two, it's going to have a flat, facet to it. I had to space it out at the back just to give it some support at the back of the tube. It is in a V block, but it's better to have a bit of support at the back. A little bit loose, but it's not slopping about, so I think we'll be all right. Just about got enough room on the cross slide to do the job, so leave it with me and we'll carry on, see how we get on, see if we can get it done without buggering it up.
When evening shadows fall, I get so lonely. I spend each lonely hour in misery. The thoughts that fill my mind concern you only, and I wonder if you wonder about me. I wonder if you wonder how I'm doing. I wonder if you wonder if I'm free. Oh yes, I wonder if my broken heart has ever crossed your mind. Well, I wonder if you wonder about me. I don't believe I ever will forget you. To love you seems to be my destiny. I guess I'll think about old times forever and wonder if you have such memory. I wonder if you wonder how I'm doing. I wonder if you wonder if I'm free. Oh yes,
So anyway, I've machined this in the lathe. I've just put a file over it just slightly. I've got to polish it yet, but we'll get in there with the shape. I've got to drill it out these sides as well for the pipes to come out. And what I've got to do now? Oh, I'm going to mark it up so I can drill the holes. That's right. Okay, bring it out. Right, I think we're through. Should just push through at that. You know what I mean? That was my thinking before. It's still my thinking. Right, I think we're good. If it's a real snug fit, that'll be brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. I've been practicing on this conifer stuff. And then I've got some proper brass up here, which should be better because it polishes up nicer, doesn't it? But yeah, quite pleased with that. Then that's nice, not sloppy Joe, or you know, it's just right. I think that is. That's just right. Yeah, it's got a bit of wear on it where I pushed it in, so it's obviously bang on. Right, there we go. Don't know whether you can. I'm really annoyed because I filmed all that, and then you've been in my way, and I didn't mind because like I was showing you what I was doing and I was looking all clever and all that, and now I've missed it all, haven't I? You know what I mean? Missed it all. This is the conifer one that I've been practicing with. So when that's tight, that'll be level, right? Okay, that'll come round here nicely, sort of in the middle-ish. Yeah, it looks in the middle. It's in the middle of that nut there, and it's almost in the middle of that one at the top. So something's going on there, but yeah, I think that looks all right. Conifer one gets chucked out, copper one gets fitted and brazed in eventually, and that just slides in there. Eventually it probably will. We did a minute ago when you weren't looking. There you go, it's gone in there. So basically, as long as everything else is square, that's that bit of pipe done. Of course you weren't here to see it because I didn't press record. Right, so I think the first thing to do is read the instructions. I put a little bit of wire and I've sharpened a little point on the end of it so we can get a bit of a tattoo going if we're not careful. Fit the magneto rotor in place of the advanced retard unit using this 6mm cap screw. There we go. So that will. It's got a tapered shank on it there. We call that a shank or a spigot, whatever. It's that goes in there. So you can turn it, and there's a 6mm cap screw, cheese head, whatever. Oh, missed it. There we go. Alright, we're up top dead centre. Here we are on the distributor. And you fit these plates. You put the rotor plate in first, 2 magnets on that. Then the centre bolt that will clamp it tight. Then you put this outer plate that holds these pickups, or what are they called? I'll call them pickups. Let's see about what the instructions call them. Fit the stator plate. It says it's a stator plate, this, right? Okay, so you have to fit this. Let me loosen these a bit more on my hand. Right, this stator plate, you have to fit this all the way anti-clockwise as far as it can go, right? I don't think you have to tighten it up, but now you have to make sure, and I've doubly made sure, because what I've done on the pickup, on the magnets inside, I've measured across the magnets themselves at 8mm, and I put a scribe line at 4 on each one. So I've got a centre line on each on each magnet. Then on these, I call them pickups, right? I've used a marker on the plate itself, just scrubbed a bit of a black line. Block, and in the centre I've scribed with this a little line towards the centre at the centre point. So I've used this line here as reference for the centre point of this pickup. So once you're all the way to the left with the outer plate, stator plate, you line up your magnets at the back with their centre lines exactly on the centre line of the outer plate, right, and then lock it off. by tightening the centre screw. The line I've scored on the inside, just see it in there, that centre line lines up with the centre line on the outer plate. What you do now is lock off the centre bolt or the centre screw, make sure that's tight. Now it says that you need to move the outer plate or the stator plate all the way to the right. Nip it up. 8mm spanner on those. Right, I think that's it. So we've got those wires to sort out at a later date. I think I've already shown you this one, I'm not sure, but that's a smaller radius tool for pipes, and it will do 3/16. I think that's the middle recess. And there's this one which is even tighter still, and but it's all by hand. All your bending is done by hand around the formers there. Right, we need a bend. I'll put some of this in there. Right, that line is absolutely spot on in the middle of that. I bet this one don't come out as nice. Now this angle isn't important when we're bending this one because we can turn it around anyway. So just leave that there. Put that back in there. 0 to 0. Just about do it at that, I think. I've not got a lot sitting underneath the anvil, but I'm going to go for it. And round to 90. I'm going to offer this up now to see where we're at. Right, that's alright, and that is pretty damn good actually from my angle. So we put the direction line in there and we should be good. Again, I'm going to have a look at this radius against the old pattern part. It's not a bad little tool this actually, I'm quite impressed with this. So we've come up, we've gone over, that's the curve we want. Now that looks sharper than that can produce. Might get away with it, but I don't think we'd even get the pipe in there. So we need to go with this one, and we need to get this like that and force it over. Yeah, get me? So we need to force that over in the right direction. So that's this. Now, distance, that's another trick here, isn't it? Where do we do that to? We've got the line there. This is the same pipe, so just put that in there. See, that lines up with that black line. And you've got to bend it right next to the former as well. You can't go up here bending it. It's as good as I can get it. I think that's not going to be far off the right angle, hopefully. I think the only thing to do then is just do a little curve into that brass collar, so it might curve that this way a little shallow, but I can do that by hand. I think it's all a bit floppy flirpy. Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, glad I didn't go any further. I think that's not too bad. Right, so I'm going to have a go at brazing now. I've never done this before. I've watched a few videos and done the usual YouTube thing and read the instructions on the flux and the rod and everything. Well, not the flux, but the rod and everything else. I'm using silver solder and I've got some Fluxrite flux, so hopefully this won't move, it won't sink down into it or anything. I've got it tied up here and I've got this G-clamp holding 90° set square there, so hopefully it won't move and sink down or anything, and I'll get some heat in it and see if we can get some rod in there, and wish me luck.
drum. I got a lot of bullets in my loving gun. Well, I really, really made you, baby, and I want you to be my honey bun. Well, kissing is on my mind. 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 Let me ask you to treat me, baby. Cause I need something sweet from you. Let me ask you to treat me, baby. Cause I need something sweet from you. Please give me your sweet, sweet kisses. Don't you let me so lonely and blue. Well, my heart is beating like a drum. I got a lot of bullets in my loving gun. Well, my heart is beating like a drum. I got a lot of bullets in my loving gun. Well, I really, really need you, baby, and I want you to be my honey bun. Yeah, kissing is on my mind. Kissing is on my mind. Kissing is on my mind. Kissing is on my mind.
Right, is this recording video or is it time warp or whatever it's called? I don't know. When you do this, you got to keep putting it back on the bike and fitting it because it moves. With the heat, it sort of develops its own where it wants to be. Oh, it's very filthy, this wheel is, but hopefully we can tidy this up. Got to be careful it don't snatch it out of your hand, and it'll throw it across the room, and that's the end of it. It'll be bent and twisted and everything. Just tried to do it a few times. You have to be really careful. Oh, I think that'll do it. So I've got roughly polished up. I'm just going to give it a swill out in the fish tank. Yeah, I'm getting fluid out of them both. I'll blow it through as well. Hopefully it fits now. That should be about the height of it, something like that. So we've got a... You literally do have to fit it properly and then check that you're still, you know, on target. Otherwise you've got to make some adjustments. So that's that one. Excuse my arms. There we go. Using Doughty washers as well instead of copper ones. Just think they're better. That's really good. Got clearance there. We're in line. Yeah, that's not bad for me. I'm really pleased with that. I'll just put that there and have a look at it. Yeah, I'll let you have a look as well. Let me put you in between my legs. There we go. Lovely. So there you go. So all I've got to do now, I mean the bottom one is a flare anyway, so I've just got to solder this one exactly where I've marked it. So I'll get my pen out, just put a new mark on that. Has that done it? Because this pen's not very good. There you go. And then the pipe. I think I need some new pens. Don't get it wrong here. There we go. That'll do. We're not going to be far off anyway, but yeah, that feels nice and solid, that does. Right, do I do it now? What time is it? Echo, what time is it?
It's 11:07 p.m.
11:07, right, I think we better call it a night on that. God, I didn't know it that time. So for Thursday night, that's it. See you later. Bye-bye.